let's bring our final guest out tonight. He is an editor at large at Esquire magazine and an author of many great books, including The Year of Living Biblically, The Know-It-All, and the upcoming The Healthiest Human Being in the World. Please welcome Mr. A.J. Jacobs.
Got my props, yeah.
You got him. Mr. Jacobs. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And there's the curtain closing. How about that? So, Mr. Author Man.
I suppose so.
Listen, it's a privilege to have you here. You are really one of the best guys doing what you're doing, which is immersion journalism, they call it, right?
Right, exactly. I dive into something.
You just dive into it and you write about it. And my first question is, how did you get so freaking lucky, man? Because that's exactly what I want to be doing. You think I want to be doing this? Like talking to people who do cool shit? You're the one who's done the cool shit. I want to be doing the cool shit.
I guess it started, I was working at Entertainment Weekly magazine, and I looked like a very minor movie star named Noah Taylor, who had gotten a lot of publicity that year because he was in a movie called Shine. And so it turned out he was not going to the Academy Awards, and so people said I should go in his stead. So that's how it started, and I got, I went there. It was the greatest night of my life, because I was on the red carpet, people were telling me I'm a genius. I've never had that since. And
clearly my generation did something wrong.
We're just basically deceiving our way through life. Is how Charlie and now you, yeah?
That's right.
So you wrote about that experience?
So I wrote about that experience, like what it's like to be a movie star, and Will Smith told me I was so great in the movie. It was very exciting. So then, I kind of got hooked, and after that I did a whole bunch of other ones. And my first book was about reading the encyclopedia from A to Z.
Yes, the know-it-all, one man's humble quest to become the smartest person in the world. And I gotta say, really, this is, I've had this exact idea. Like, I want to learn everything, and it's so frustrating because obviously you can't, and that's kind of what you learn from this experience.
Right, that's true.
But my God, and also my problem is retention. I can't remember anything.
Well, I have that problem too. I read it. It was like 44 million words.
The whole thing.
And now I'd say I remember about 2%. And the stuff I remember is not the stuff I want to remember. Like, it's not, I remember that opossums have 13 nipples. That's the kind of thing that sticks in my brain. And Rene Descartes, the philosopher, he had a fetish for cross-eyed women. Like, that was in the encyclopedia. I don't know why it was in there.
What kind of smutty encyclopedia urbanencyclopedia.com?
You would be surprised. Yeah, it was pretty R-rated.
Wow. So was it? So ultimately, your suggestion is don't do it.
That's right. Well, you can read this book and get all the highlights, so you don't have to do it. It did. In all honesty, it was a wonderful experience because I did get the whole sweep of history, and I came out a little more optimistic because I think you got to see the horrible things people did, which were crazy horrible, and then also the good things, and the good things outweighed the bad things by like this much. So I was like, all right, I'm proud to be part of the species.
Well, this is great. Speaking of that dichotomy, and this probably isn't going to be funny, but Fritz Haber, do you know about this guy?
The chemist?
German chemist who created ammonia, or he found a way to take ammonia out of the air and create fertilizer, basically. So
he read about it in the encyclopedia. He knows
right? Sure. The Haber. What do you got on him?
It was on a popsicle stick, actually. But,
he read all the popsicle sticks in the world.
But he creates this fertilizer, and he's a hero because he feeds the world. But then that same technology was used to make chemical warfare and poison gas, chlorine gas in World War I, and he was also advocating for it. He was on the lines, so he was doing these amazingly good things and these awfully evil things at the same time.
That's it. That's interesting. You know what else I do remember seeing? He was in the 2%. I do remember he tried to get his idea was to get all the gold out of seawater.
That's right.
You knew about that? Why are you obsessed with the hopper? It's very interesting. He's like he's your favorite World War I German chemist.
You just got to pick one guy and know everything about it. And you can talk about it at cocktail parties rest of your life.
I love it.
I happen to chose some weird German dude. So you did the know-it-all, and this was, and so first of all, you're reading a book for a whole year. How are you paying your rent in New York City?
Well, I work also at Esquire magazine.
Oh, that's right.
So I go to my job, which I was totally phoning in. I don't know why I didn't get fired. But I'd go there for like 5 hours, and then I'd come home and read the encyclopedia.
So they don't these extracurricular activities?
Yeah, no, my boss hates them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still writing pieces for Esquire every now and again?
I am. I'm still working there, still interviewing the celebrities. I interviewed the South Park guys a couple of months ago, and they told me that mine was the last interview that they will ever do. Like in the middle of the interview, I pushed them over. I don't know what I did, but they were like, "This is it. This is the last one."
That's it.
I'm really sorry to all other journalists who will now never get to interview them.
Well, you won't be doing the show, Scott.
I just lost Trey Parker and Mass, and they're on my list too. I thought I could get him here. Get him to try back, I think I do it. So you did the know-it-all.
Let's go back to Fritz Haber.
Fritz
I think people really need
You want to
to
know about this guy? There's more than
I've reached my limit of Fritz Haber knowledge.
This is so nuts. This is so nuts. So he's a Jewish guy, okay? He creates these chemicals, and he's living in Germany. You know, what happens, 1933, he's like, I'm getting out of here. He dies in like 1934, but one of the chemicals he created was called Zyklon A, which was a pesticide.
Yeah, that's
he
not
created
good.
Zyklon A. What did the Germans do? They take that and turn it to Zyklon B. Isn't that insane? They used his own technology against his people.
It's terrible.
I mean, it's terrible, but it's also just bizarre and fascinating stuff, to me at least. I'm obsessed with the Nazi stuff, you know, you gotta be. If you're a Jew, you're obsessed with this stuff.
I'm very sad that, you know, because History Channel, you used to be able to...
the Hitler Channel.
Yeah, and now it's like, you know, guys... Yeah, it's like guys fishing for alligators and stuff.
Yes, well, yeah. I want them to find some kind of, you know, Nazi memorabilia in the swamps of Swamp. You gotta like find some Nazi skeleton in there. Oh my God! They gotta cross that over, you know?
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Yeah. Bring it back. That was the bread and butter for that channel. Let's stop promoting TV and talk about more your books. People don't read anymore. So this, oh my gosh, this is actually, is this your...
yeah, that's the new one that's coming out in April.
Wow.
Drop Dead Healthy.
Oh, it's called Drop Dead Healthy now. You changed the title on it.
I did change the title on you. So
yeah.
yeah.
Why don't you talk about, so this isn't out yet, but April, you can get it. Can you tell us a little bit about what readers can find out in your newest...
This one, I tried to follow all of the latest medical advice to become the healthiest person alive. So I did, you know, my diet, exercise, sex, sleeping, going to the bathroom.
Wait, so you started going to the bathroom after reading the book? That was your...
No, I don't know if I should, you know, I guess it's a late night show.
It's late night. It's getting later too, yeah.
But yeah,
How many times a night do you go?
Well, there's a lot.
You just want something normal that he's going.
When you get older, yeah, I understand. I'm feeling that myself. No, I learned I've been going to the bathroom wrong all my life was basically one of the chapters is about. Yeah, it's organized by body part. So in the chapter on the butt, I talk about the proper way to go to the bathroom because sitting is a very recent phenomenon, just like 500 years. You know, for most of humanity's history, we've been squatting in the fields. So now you can actually go on the internet, and I can't recommend it more highly. You can get what's called Nature's Platform, and it's this thing will fit over your toilet and turn it into a squat toilet for you. So you can go to the bathroom in a healthy way.
I've been doing that for years in public restrooms anyway, so I'm ahead of the curve.
You're perching. Yeah, that's smart.
It does feel better, I think. It actually is more comfortable.
Yes, I agree. It's better for you. It's better for you.
What other disgusting things do you I want to hear about this Chewdiasm.
Oh yes, that was one of the chapters is about food, and one of the movements I got involved in is Chewdiasm, which is these people who are passionate about chewing. They say that we are a nation of under-chewers, and that we all have to be chewing at least 50 times. Which, if you try, is crazy because it takes like 3 hours to eat a sandwich. But it is healthier for you. You eat more slowly, and then you eat less because you're eating more slowly. You eat less. So it is I'm what I call a reform Chewdiast.
Yeah.
I chew like 15 as opposed to like 50 or 60. Yeah. So I got a little something.
And you can marry non-Chewdists and they're okay with that.
Exactly.
I should probably take this advice because I'm the kind of guy who goes from extreme hunger to extreme fullness. And I spend like 5 minutes. I'll just wait till I'm starving myself, and then I'll just stuff my mouth with food. And I'm so painfully full. So that's not a good idea, you're saying?
That's probably not a good. I will tell you, this is completely off the topic, but I used to be a newspaper reporter, and I once had to write an article about an all-you-can-eat restaurant. And the guy was like really dejected because he's like, these bulimics are killing me. He said like they come in there in the morning and they like stay all day and they go to the bathroom and like come out and eat more. And he's like, I don't know what to do. So somewhat related. Yeah.
It's like a Starbucks, so they go to an all-you-can place.
Yeah.
You tell them to sell your book at the restaurant.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. They need to start chewing.
I was on a date with a bulimic girl once, and I gotta say, it pissed me off. Because I spent for this nice dinner, and she goes, and, does her thing. It's like, what the hell did I pay for that for? Now I'm getting too personal, and I'm getting comfortable. So this is your newest book, and the Year of Living Biblically, which is, I guess, your most famous. This got you on Colbert.
That's right. That got me on Colbert, which was nerve-wracking, but delightful. So that one came about because, well, I say in the book, I'm Jewish, but I'm Jewish in the same way the Olive Garden is Italian. So, not there. But I wanted to learn about Judy. I have a kid. I wanted to know what to teach him, so I decided I'm going to try to learn about the Bible by actually living it, like following in the footsteps, the sandal steps of our forefathers. So I decided I'm going to follow every single rule in the Bible, and as a good Jew, you know that's like hundreds and hundreds of rules. So that's what I did. I followed
I can't even follow the first 2 commandments. Honor your father and mother. Isn't that one of them?
Watch it.
I'm clearly disobeying that one tonight.
Yeah, I wanted to follow those and love your neighbor, and the famous ones, like you say, be fruitful and multiply, which I was. I had twins during the year, so I'm very committed to my project. But also, I want to follow the ones that often get ignored, like, you're doing well. It says that you cannot shave the corners of your beard. And I didn't know where the corners were, so I just let the whole thing grow. And I had like topiary down to here, off my chin, and I actually did spend a lot of time in airport security. I looked really quite insane.
I can imagine. And it was a movie in the works. Is that still happening?
The movie, yeah, that is never materialized, but it was a fascinating experience. The guy who they chose to play me, they had an actor attached. I don't know if you're familiar with this word. It's Marlon Wayans. Which took me by surprise, because I always thought, I was like, yeah, Sean Wayans, yes. I look exactly like Sean Wayans.
I was thinking Keenan Ivory.
Yeah, well, Marlon took that took me by surprise.
Took my Will.I.am idea. We gotta figure this out. Well, AJ, it's really a pleasure having you here, and big fan of your writing. And the books are available. This one's coming out. Drop Dead Healthy. I guess you can pre-order it. Can you do that?
Yeah, I would love that.
Go for it.
That's true. Yeah, thank you. You can get it on the Kindle.
We'll have you back at some point. This is great.
I'd be honored. Thank you.
AJ, thanks for having me.